Hey, Kerry here. Three things happened this morning that compelled me to make this video. Don't normally make videos on Fridays, but the first one was I read Zillow's earnings report. The second one, I sat and watched an interview with the CEO of Uber as they were going public today on the stock exchange. And then the third was I'm dealing with some repair issues on a $2 million house that I sold that could squirrel the whole deal. So I put all those things together, and I want to, after this little break here, explain to you how these three things relate and how I think it could end up making Zillow the largest publicly traded company in the United States in the not too distant future. So stick with me. I'll explain all of this to you. Okay, let's start with Zillow earnings. They had actually first quarter losses of $67.5 million or 33 cents per share. They lost 33 cents per share, and that was up from a loss of 10 cents per share first quarter 2017. The revenues, on the other hand, increased from increased to 454 million, up from 325 million. That's a substantial increase in earnings. That's up, and then their stock was up 19% after hours. And basically, what it was is that they bought 898 homes as a part of their Zillow Offers program. That's up 80% from fourth quarter last year, and we all kind of anticipated that. They sold 414. They're in 9 markets. They project by the end of the year they'll be in 20 markets by year end. Zillow Offers produced revenues of $128.5 million, and that'll account for the biggest part of their increase in revenues quarter to quarter. Premier Agent still is dominant. They produced $217 million, and their mortgage business improved 27.4. So I was elated. As you might know, I bought 1,000 shares of Zillow at 45, and now it just broke. If this 17%, 19% after hours holds, it'll be up over $40 a share. I'm still not worried about it. I believe it might be one of the best investments I've made. And that was kind of confirmed watching the interview with the CEO of Uber, and he made an interesting statement. He said, "We are modeling our business after the business model of Amazon.com. And I said to myself, well, how does that equate? They sell books, he sells transportation. He says, we're taking the physical experience of a ride from your home to the airport, and we're combining it with technology and basically creating a better user experience." And I thought about that, and I thought about a recent ride. I use Uber regularly, and how I really like that I can sit down and program my phone, and an Uber driver will come to my house, and for the most part, every time I've done it, their car is nicer, it's cleaner, the driver is nicer and he's cleaner, and it's a pleasant experience. Then the other thing I really like about it is when I get to the airport, I just get out of the car, get my bags, and walk away. They charge my card, my American Express card, accordingly, and then they send me an email and offer me the opportunity to tip the agent, or excuse me, the driver, and rate him. And I like that compared to my past experiences when I do take a cab. The cars aren't clean, the drivers aren't nice, and quite often when you get to the airport, there's an issue. I just had an experience in Florida where the ride was something like $10, and I had a $10 bill and I had a $20 bill. So I gave the driver a $20 bill and said, give me $5 back. He says, I don't have any change. Now, here's a driver, and he has no change. Well, he was obviously trying to scam me. So I handed him the 10 and said, thank you very much. That was not a pleasant experience for me. So what the CEO of Uber was suggesting really related to me. They are creating a better user experience. And then I related that to Zillow and my squabble I'm having with repairs on a $2 million house and how the whole deal might fall apart because of it. And I thought, that's what Zillow's trying to do. They're going to come in and buy the house. They'll do all the repairs. They'll guarantee the repairs. And they'll take all that anguish out of the buying experience. And then I think the real genius in it, and I'm not sure they realize this yet, is that not only they'll provide you with a full mortgage, eventually they're going to own the title company and they're going to own the closing attorney. I think that's a given. But what I realize in my years of experience is you have some events in your life that dramatically change your life. And the first one is probably getting married. The second one is having a child. And then the third one is buying a house. And they are going to be in a position to direct people at that buying a house juncture. Because once you buy a house, you've got a lot of decisions to make that you aren't qualified to make. And if they've done a good job of guiding you through the house buying process, they are in a position to guide you on think about this. You're a 25-year-old, 28-year-old, and you just moved from a $1,300 a month rental to a $300,000 mortgage. You owe somebody $300,000. Sure, it's secured by your house, but what if you get sick? What if you die? What if your wife dies? What if your spouse dies? You've got to make a decision. This is the time you need to buy life insurance. This is the time you need a financial advisor. I worked for Ameriprise, started IDS, American Express, Ameriprise. I would have died to be at the closing table with young 25, 26, 27-year-olds as they're buying a house and saying, hey, you got a will? Hey, you got life insurance, disability insurance? How are you handling that 401k or that IRA that you have? I would have loved to have that opportunity to step in and help these people guide their lives. And then I would have loved to have been a property and casualty insurance agent as well. And I could say, hey, you just took on this $300,000 debt and you need to insure it. You need to insure it against fire and flood and whatever. And by the way, we have a nice package that we can put together for not only your property and casualty insurance, but also your car insurance. And then do you want to insure the appliances and the furnace and the air conditioners on your house? We got a package for that. And oh, by the way, you're moving to a new neighborhood. Are you aware of the differences between the bundled packages for your internet, your phone, and your cell phone and your TV service? Well, we've got a package on that. Think about this. 25, 28-year-olds, 35, 36-year-olds are being asked to make decisions that they aren't qualified to make. And if they are working with someone who helped them make possibly the biggest decision that they have made thus far in their life, and is offering advice to help them make those decisions based upon good data that they've accumulated about the neighborhood, the house, the whatever, and data they've accumulated on the individual for their finances and whatever. It's almost like having a mother come and grab you and say, I'll take care of you. I'll see to this and help you through these turbulent times. My name is Zillow. I just believe that Zillow, if they play this right, could become the largest publicly traded company in the United States. Because again, right now that's Amazon. You look at your checkbook, at your check register, and see how much money you send each month for all those things that you and your wife and your family buy. Now, look and see how much you send to the mortgage company, to your various insurance companies, to your savings account, to all the things that it takes to support a family and a house. And you're going to see they could dwarf Apple, Google. They could dwarf Amazon because of the ability to get inside your life and make your life easier. We have too many decisions that we have to make that we're not qualified to make. Right now, I have an air conditioner that I'm sure it's not making. I dread having to make the decision of who am I going to invite out here to screw me on putting a new air conditioning in my house. I'm not qualified to make that decision. I don't do that every day. I'd like some help. I think Zillow should help me. Okay, now, that's real estate of the future. That's Zillow of the future. I cover it in detail in my book. I want you to buy my book. I'm going to give you a link. It's in the description, and I'm going to put it right here, right about here on the screen. Read this. The last chapter tells you, the last 3 chapters tell you about what real estate is going to look like in the future. And I just kind of described it to you. But it's important how it gets there. And if you're a real estate agent, you need to know where you're going to play in this. Zillow isn't going to deal with $700 to $3 million to $10 to $26 million homes. So you need to know where you're going to fit into this equation and how you're going to make it work for you. Because look to your right, look to your left. Neither of those 2 real estate agents are going to be around within 3 to 5 years. Our industry is changing. As every industry changes, it's driven by demographics. My generation is retiring. We're downsizing. In the very near future, we're going to start dying. We are going to transfer the largest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind. And 75% of that is wrapped up in real estate. Folks, read the book. It could set you on a new path. Okay. Also, for real estate agents, I have a website, bestofusagents.com, and I've created a Facebook page, bestofusagents.com. Look them up. Stay in touch. I think I can take you into the future.